All right, y'all. So this is just one real life example of what I was talking about in my other videos about message to my younger ladies. So I just want to give like some real life examples. Like I remember of how not going to school can like not focusing on school can possibly ruin your future. Basically, and I don't mean to offend nobody. If there's any older women that watch me that are like 50 or 60, I don't mean to offend nobody at all. I'm just telling my opinion. Um, so y'all know I used to go to this place through agency a lot. The place that I told y'all about, I was working there over a year, and it was a really big nursing home. So there's this older lady. She's like in her early 70s, still working as a CNA, right? Um, I don't know why she didn't retire. I do hear some people they still work after their retirement age because their retirement check is not sorry because their retirement check is not enough or whatever. I don't know what her situation was, but she was definitely old enough to be my grandma, right? And she did work night shift, and the way she walked, and she's been working at the same place for over 20 years. You know how some people they kind of have this like they bend over when they walk. I'm guessing maybe because they're not able to stand up straight, or maybe it hurts them to stand up straight. Like she looked like she needed. Sometimes the way she walked, she looked like she needed to be a patient at the nursing home instead of working there. And I'm not saying that to be funny or mean, nothing like that. I'm just saying like the way she walked, like this lady had no business. I don't care if it was on night shift, because even when you work on night shift, sometimes you got to get people up. You still got to turn people to change them, so it's still hard work on night shift, especially when you're short staffed. And night shift can be short staffed a lot. But anyway, so she had no business working as no CNA, not at no nursing home at 70 something years old when she can't even stand up and walk straight. In my opinion, she should have been home somewhere enjoying the rest of her life. Um, yeah, but she finally did retire. So the nurses and CNAs on night shift, they decided to throw her like a what do you call it? A little retirement party. Um, because the nursing home itself, the people that are in charge, they didn't do nothing for this lady, and she's gonna work there for over 20 years. They didn't even give her like a retirement gift or something. Not that they're obligated to, but you would think normally when somebody puts that much time into a company, they do something for their special for their employee after they retire, like a retirement party or some kind of gift or something. But it was the nurse, and we're all agency. Oh, and the lady actually works for the company. 80% of the people that went there were agency, but she was not agency. She actually worked for the actual company. So yeah, another thing I hear when I was at work one time, there's these other older ladies that work on night shift. Now they ain't no like 60 or 70. I believe they're like either in their late 40s or their early 50s, something like that, I think. And they also been working at the same nursing home for like 20 plus years. Um, and I always hear them say, "Oh, I need to do something else. I'm getting too old to do this kind of job. It's hard on my back. I'm getting too old for this." So yeah, I mean that's just an example of what I was saying. You really need to think about what you want to do when you're older also, not just right now. That's also why going to college um, is important, can be important for some people. Um, there was another time, actually at the job that I'm at currently, I remember I was still on orientation, right? And the nurses had came and said, "Does anybody want to stay with a third?" I said, I'm not staying. I'm sorry. I ain't staying. Plus, technically, I was still in the orientation, right? So she was like, "Yeah, they normally have two workers on third. I guess since the place is so small, they feel like they only need two CNAs on third shift, I guess." One of them called out. That's not really a good idea because, yeah, if one person calls out, then you're only going to have one. So that's not a good idea. But anyway, so she was like, "Yeah, the lady is going to be by herself tonight that comes in on third, and she's 75 years old. So that means she would have the whole building then." Now, even though the job is pretty good, that's way too many people for one CNA to have, even on third shift, because people think third shift is so easy. Not always, trust me. And especially when you're doing that last round, when you're trying to get everybody changed, it is really busy. And it's hard to wake people up. The patients that are asleep, some of them can get mad and stuff when you wake them up. Because imagine somebody trying to wake you up. Anyway, I'm talking about something else. But anyway, I just wanted to give y'all an example of why you should really put school first now while you're young. Because you don't want to be